It's a really bad situation when we're forced into this kind of isolation that we're living right now. We evolved to be together all the time. And so our ancestors wouldn't have even understood this concept of separating off like the way we are now. And so what it does is it disrupts our sense of shared reality. And so think about, if your partner or your good friend, whoever it might be, when they go off to work and come home at the end of the day and you see them again, we have these kind of rituals we go through. Oh, how was your day? Oh, what did you do? And if you think about it, on the one hand, that's a silly, odd waste of time because their day today was probably like their day yesterday and the day before. Do you really need to hear about this particular detail of that event or this event? But it actually isn't a silly ritual and waste of time because once we're apart from each other, when we come back together, we need to reestablish this sense of shared reality. We need to know, we need to catch up on what happened to them while we weren't with them and vice versa, so that we can reestablish the connection that we had before. But when you're locked down in your own home, you can't do that to the same degree. Now, Zoom and Skype and all these wonderful innovations are great, but they don't quite create the interpersonal synchrony that we get when we're actually together with somebody. And of course, they also don't create the skin-to-skin contact we get when we're with people that we're intimate with. And that's important for release of oxytocin and all sorts of bonding in that way. And so it's super easy to see how, especially if you're locked down without the people that you care about, how this kind of COVID world that we're living in now is going to be really hard on people. I actually think it's also hardest on the young generation and then the oldest generation. The oldest folks, of course, are really worried that it'll kill them because it will. And so they're stuck at home, locked away from everybody else. But the youngest generation, those people who are just finishing school or in school or trying to get jobs, it's a time to be social together. It's a time for new opportunities. And a lot of that's disappearing from, they don't have those opportunities anymore. And combined with the fact that it's really not going to harm them. They're doing this as a favor to the rest of the world by locking down and doing all those things. I think it's a bad combination, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised at the kind of stats that you discuss. Mm-hmm.